Hello, everybody. Welcome to LA Dodger Report. No ball game today, so let's have a short video in our day off. First up, like always, how about them Dodgers? It's not just hype. I know we start off almost every video with how about them Dodgers, but it's true. They are just that good, and they are just kicking that much booty. They just completed a sweep of the White Sox. Two game sweep, but you better believe if they played three, they more than likely would have swept them. That's the 16th time that they've swept a team this season. The Dodgers are out of control and off the hook. Last night, Yasiel Puig, the hero. Right on. So let's talk about what's happening with Dodgers who are rehabbing and working their way back. First up, Clayton Kershaw. A couple of days ago, Kershaw threw a bullpen against live batters. He threw a simulated game, 35 pitches. The good news is no ill effects, and they look for him to continue rehabbing on schedule. The not so fantastic news is his command was a little bit off. Maybe to be expected. He hasn't faced live batters for a month or so, and so we'll see what happens next time. Next time being this coming Monday. That's his next scheduled bullpen simulated game or an actual rehab game. We'll see what happens on Monday, which one it's going to be. Either way, it's scheduled once again to be around 3 innings and right around 45 pitches. So he's steadily working his way back. Good work, Clayton Kershaw. In other rehab news, with Adrian Gonzalez and Andre Ethier playing out with the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, they're getting enough playing time and they haven't been hurt, and so that's okay. But in my opinion, they're just not doing very well with the bats, and they are facing minor league pitchers. Last night, both of them played. Andre Ethier he played 5 innings in left field. He went 0 for 2, and he's currently batting 250 with the Quakes. Agon played all game at first base, and he went 1 for 5. Gonzalez is batting 208 with the Quakes. All right, that's not very good, and I think really that they might be rushing Adrian Gonzalez back a little quick. Look for Gonzalez to join the team this weekend in Detroit. He's back. He's coming back with the team, so they're looking for him to join the team, and he'll DH all weekend, I would imagine. So, or at least 2 of the 3 games. So that's going to be interesting. We'll see how he does against big league pitching. What else is going to be interesting? What happens when Agon comes back on? Because that's going to shove Cody Bellinger off first base. We've talked about this before. Bellinger's probably going to go to the outfield, which means Chris Taylor, who's been playing left field, is going to move somewhere because they're not going to take Taylor out of the lineup. So there's a couple of guys who we've been talking about who are a little bit vulnerable. Logan Forsythe over at second base and Joc Pederson in center field. Both of them have decent gloves, so they balance out there. And Logan Forsythe has slowly been climbing his way out of his slump. So Forsythe may very well remain at second base, and we might see Chris Taylor get moved over to center field. And Joc, who's not improving, he's something like 1 for 35 or 1 for 36. He's not really getting any better, so he's probably going to go to the bench for a few games. I might like to see Joc go down to the minors for a couple of weeks. How much season time do we have left? There's about 2 weeks left in August. There's the entire month of September and like 1 game in October. So there's enough time to send Joc down to the minors let him get his swing straight or not. If he's still being 0 for 35 at the minors, hey, well, that's another story. But if he can get his swing right, and if he can get hitting again, let him earn his way back to the big club. We'll see how that plays out. I hope Joc does well, because I really consider him the best center fielder on the team. Chris Taylor is pretty good out there, but nobody's a better glove than Joc Pederson, in my opinion. All right, so that's happening with the rehabs. And before we go on to a couple of fun facts and what's going to happen with Detroit, let's pop our beer because it's a warm day today. And let's get to our beer, and then we'll go over a couple of fun facts that are happening with the Dodgers, some cool numbers. For example, I'll give you one right now. The Dodgers have had 10 walk-off wins this year. Remember, I talked about Puig got the winner last night. Did you see the game? That was pretty exciting. Puig got the walk-off. So the Dodgers have had 10 walk-off wins this season. Yasiel Puig was the 9th different Dodger to get a walk-off win, a walk-off hit. So well-balanced, depth, plenty of stars, everybody contributing. That is a very big reason that the Dodgers are as successful as they are. Not just one or two superstars, everybody contributing across the board. And it was really good to see Yasiel get that winning hit. All right, speaking of really good, it's always really good to open up a cold beer on a warm day. It's not so hot here in LA as it's been, the past couple weeks, but it's warm enough for a cold beer. This can doesn't look very exciting, but I'm hoping that the beer inside is going to be exciting. This is a raspberry sour, and it comes from 10 Barrel Brewing out of San Diego. Kind of local, Southern California anyway. And so we're still with the California beers today. I love sour beers, I really do. And I kind of like raspberries. This should be an interesting mix here because I don't consider raspberries to be such a super sweet fruit. And so they sound like that would be a good mix with a sour beer. Speaking of sound, there we go. Pop that baby. And let's see what our raspberry sour tastes like. Look at that color. Almost like the color of wine. And it almost pours and looks like a carbonated soda. Now there's a part of me that's saying I really hope this doesn't taste like a carbonated soda. I'm not a big fan of that stuff. But I'm a big fan of beer that tastes good. So let's see how this plays out. Picking up a big strawberry smell. Smells really deep of fruit of the fresh raspberries. I'm loving that. I can see the raspberries when I smell it. So it had some foam when I first poured it out, but very quickly the head is gone. Interesting. Let's see how this tastes. It's got a very dry, quick finish. First impression. It almost has a little bit of that carbonated flavor. Raspberry flavor, about a 4 out of 5. So the raspberry flavor is right up there. Very dry finish, very quick. And I'm the kind of person, I've said it before, when I drink these dry beers, that taste has gone very quickly, right? You feel like the taste has just stopped. And so you kind of want another sip pretty quick. Sourness, yes. Sour notes, I'm going to give this about maybe a 3 out of 5. It's not high sour, but of course not, because I'm pretty sure that those raspberries really cut into that. It's a very nice mix. It's balanced. The raspberry and the sour Very well balanced. This is a very good beer. Not too sweet. Don't let that scare you away. Not at all. It's got raspberry taste, but not real high. All right. One more quick fun fact about our Dodgers. Last night, also this comes from last night. Last night the Dodgers gave up 4 home runs. Good old Yu Darvish gave up 3 solo home runs, and not so good Tony Watson gave up a solo home run. We'll see what happens with Watson, man. How long is that guy going to hang around? There's still enough baseball to give him a few more chances. But if he doesn't get better fast, I think Tony Watson's going to find himself out of the mix. He's not going to make that postseason roster, that's for sure. So he's got about a month to get himself thinking about a World Series ring. And if not, he's going to be thinking about what's going to be his next team. All right. So anyways, 4 home runs allowed for the Dodgers last night. Now they've let that happen 5 times this season. How many times have the Dodgers won? What's their record whenever they've given up 4 home runs? 5 times it's happened. The Dodgers are 4-1. They've come back to win 4 of those games. So awesome. That's another great record. All right. Finally, this weekend, starting tomorrow, the Dodgers play the Tigers. It's the last interleague game of the season. Good. I'm done with interleague. I'm tired of that. I'd rather see them play the National League much more often. So this will be the end of interleague play. They play the Tigers, and the pitching lineups are tomorrow, Rich Hill, and then we get that end of the season drama that's happening Saturday, Ryu, and Sunday, Maeda. So we'll see how those guys play out. We'll see what happens to them. And we're watching Kenta Maeda because he's been having very bad first innings, if you recall. Let's see how he does on Sunday. Always backing the blue, go Hill, go Hyunjin Ryu, and go first inning Maeda. Have a good outing. Speaking of a good outing, 10 Barrel Brewing out of San Diego, you gave us a good outing with this one. Raspberry sour. I'm digging this beer. Thanks, everybody. Peace.